Hello everyone, welcome back. Storm here.
Jessica here.
We're watching episode 2 of season 2 of House of the Dragon. Last episode, blood and freaking cheese. I didn't even know what that meant before. Now I'm freaking scarred. You know. It's awful. It's absolutely awful.
It is bad. And like the stuff in the book is bad, and I've seen some people talking about how it's worse in the book, and it's not worse, but there's a difference between like reading it and like hearing it.
Oh, the way they did it on the show, I think, was perfect. Not knowing the book, from what our fans were saying in the comments, it was very detailed, graphic in the book. I really like how we didn't see anything at all.
Oh, I'm very glad we didn't see anything. I didn't need to see that.
The way it was staged and the pacing was perfectly built up, knowing what was going to happen, and the sound effects alone were enough. I'm still very disturbed. I didn't even sleep well 2 nights after we saw that episode, because I'd wake up like thinking about that episode, and it was really well done.
Helena's walk down the hall with her baby, and like this like one shot of her just like with this panic. I'm like, oh my god, like you feel it. It's so visceral.
Mm-hmm. And I know you read the books, Jessica, so you've been really good at not telling me any spoilers, but I have to say, I believe Cole was on watch and he was having sex with the freaking queen, so I'm curious on what's going to happen now that someone on his watch was murdered, someone very important. So
this isn't a spoiler. That's not in the book.
Okay.
So the book is
written,
I think I mentioned, like, as a history book, so there's a lot of stuff like glossed over. So they add a lot of detail in this, and they've done that before. And this is the whole Cole and Allison thing is a fun new detail that we get to gush about all by ourselves. We don't need a book for that.
I kind of like that. So
same.
Some things are unpredictable, so you don't even know too. So I think that's good.
There's going to be fallout for sure.
Shall we get into this episode?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
That lives with you forever and ever. Mm-hmm. There's no getting over that.
I feel like Cole's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Cole's going to be a hell of a lot of trouble.
More blood. I know, I love the beginning, but now I'm just like really sad.
Embroidery is an underappreciated skill.
Yeah, a lot of hard work. And Cole, off with your head.
Oh my god.
And Talia too, she was murdered. Like all the maids were killed off with the spies.
Yes. I am the king. Please.
Poor Viserys. Destroyed all his hard work.
Traitors and villains.
Just destroyed all of it.
I declare war.
Oh my god. Part of me feels for him, and part of me...
Don't go after that!
Part of me feels for him, and part of me knows that he sent his other bastards into a fighting ring.
Yep.
So, part of me doesn't feel for him. It's not like his real emotion. He's more mad that someone attacked him.
Mm-hmm. What innocent child.
His pain is ended. But what they've done to Micah...
Pain has ended, but what they did to my girl.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah, he cares.
Is my legacy.
It's about him. It's not about his son.
Is heir to the Iron Throne. And where were you? The Lord Commander of my King's Guard.
I was abed, Your Grace, having ordered the night's watch. Abed.
Abed! Instead of safeguarding the sanctity of my family.
Oh, he was a
This
bad
is
one,
not
right?
the time for blind accusations, Your Grace. We'll know who did this soon enough.
Who did this? What? Is there any question who did this?
Who would do this save the bitch queen of bastards? The smug cunt of Dragonstone!
There she sits across the bay on her rock, laughing at me. She's fucking laughing at me!
Awkward.
You all wanted him to be king. This is all your fault.
Yep.
For me, Your Grace.
She has done this.
I'll have the realm told nothing. We were assaulted within our own walls. Within our own beds.
Propaganda war.
Will not be seen as weak.
You're already seen as weak, Aegon.
I love what they're doing here. It's awful, but it's great. It's great what they're doing.
Yeah.
No one say I do not grieve.
I also hate this is gonna work too, right? Like, people are gonna be upset about this because they only know what's being told to them.
Yep. I mean, Daemon was the one who ordered it. He just said son for a son at the end, or he didn't say it, but we kind of knew he was saying that because that's what Cheese said.
And like, not that it's not like obviously awful and that they should feel for these people, but still, the political scheming just leaves this bad taste in my mouth from this loop.
Oh yeah.
You can hurt me.
Yes.
Yeah. He will.
But I cannot vouch for His Grace.
You're gonna hurt me. You killed a 3-year-old.
Yep. Oh, you're gonna die bad. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, no, something's gonna happen with it. I don't want to see anything with the head. Something's... You're gonna help her.
Oh no, I think they're gonna crowd too close.
A curse of Rhaenyra, the monstrous!
It is yet unclear how the keep itself was breached.
It must be said that the damage to our position is immeasurable. At a time when we most need loyalty to our cause.
How confident he is.
Having lost my own son,
Son of a bitch.
that I would inflict such a thing on Helaena of all people. An innocent.
Oh, she knows.
The death of Prince Viserys.
She's asking him.
Yeah. He's like, oh crap.
Mother so aggrieved, might
Same page.
You can't even like hide it.
What did you tell this vengeance? What did you say to him? Daemon, that a boy lies dead and I am accused of killing it.
Zarya provided me with names and a subterfuge. I was clear in my instructions. Aemon, the brother of Aegon the usurper. I cannot be responsible.
Cannot be responsible.
You know what you said. Son for a son.
You hired some dumbasses off the street.
And then said a son
But
for a
you
son if you
didn't
can't get
know.
Daemon.
What were your instructions then?
They did not concern in any way that of a little child.
You said that it was your aim to spill Hightower blood. If not Aemon, then anyone would do.
No.
You have wounded me, weakened my claim to the throne, my ability to raise an army, my standing among my own council.
I said no.
I don't believe you. I've never trusted you, wholly. Much though I wished to, willed myself to. But now I have seen that your heart belongs only to you. And when I was a child, I took this as a challenge, but I'm older now. I have challenges enough.
I have served you faithfully.
Have you? Or have you used me as a tool with which to grasp at your stolen inheritance?
Man, she's scared of him. For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go for a throat again? We're gonna have angry sex.
This is not a healthy relationship.
Angry incest sex.
Did I myself not place it upon your brow?
Yes, but before that, you sought to lead a council of war while I laboured alone in my bedchamber. And afterward, when I thought it meet to consider the terms of
Folly!
for us,
To give up my brother's throne to the traitorous lies upon
my
your
throne, Daemon, mine. I think you used my words as an excuse to take your own revenge. To indulge the darkness you keep sheathed within you like a blade.
You think me some kind of monster?
Oh, I don't know what to think of you. I don't know what you are, or who it is you serve.
I'm not on my way even now to Harrenhal to raise an army in your name, Rhaenyra. Yours!
You struck down a child.
It was a mistake.
It's true. It was not a mistake. So there's son for a son.
Oh.
Ooh.
His is definitely the funnest designed dragon.
I know, snake, serpent,
Yeah.
pet design.
The rogue. Mm-hmm. Turn in your badge and your gun. Oof. Oh. Yeah, dude, that's on you. I was shit gonna roll downhill here.
The white cloak is a symbol of our purity.
Oh, geez, you're so messed up.
Fidelity.
Yep.
Take it out on him.
Rolling
It's
downhill.
kind of a sacred trust. Were you so easily sullying our ancient honor?
What
I'm
about
angry,
you?
so I'm gonna take it out on you.
Why has Helaena the Queen been granted no sworn protector? Surely once she ascended, she should have run.
He's a thief and a traitor to the crown.
Yeah, I was like,
Wow. Solidarity.
Really sucks.
Well, know how it pays me. How
Jackass.
secretly share his sentence.
I denounced him before the king. We were one soul in two bodies, yes?
If I'd shared his sentiments, I would have fled with him. First, your brother betrays us,
Oh.
and then the young prince is murdered. On your watch.
You're mad, sir. Mad? You do not think that I did
This has no relevance!
Whoa.
You have brought disgrace upon our ranks,
Wow.
and now you must restore it.
Holy
How am I to do that?
Oh, I think I know.
Oh, no.
Dude, all the getting up.
You will go to Dragonstone and strike down Rhaenyra in her own halls,
Like a suicide mission.
the way she sought to do with Aemon. We will pay the princess back in her own bloody coin.
If anyone should go on a suicide mission, it's you.
He's so good in that role, though. Like his blank stare.
Yeah.
Not taking blame.
I wasn't hungry.
Not letting himself.
I don't think anyone was, really.
I miss Luke.
He's lost both his fathers. He's lost his brother.
Did you slay many pirates?
Oh, more than you, to be sure. A jest.
Okay.
One you may regret as your son.
They have the names in the credits, and I was like, I think this is who this guy is, but
Say you have a pot of your goat's juice.
credits saved me from going.
But he is not the king.
Neither am I. But I manage.
I really like their relationship.
I do. I like them a lot.
Felt the crown pass over me. It is a hard thing to accept. Your Viserys is dead and all claims are in doubt.
I mean, she should have been queen.
Daemon will challenge.
Instead of Viserys.
Do what if
No shade,
episodes.
but
What if?
I gave Daemon 2 names. That is the extent of it, and I did not wish to do that much. He said it was the price of my freedom.
does she reckon they've met before? Back when Daemon stole the egg. I don't know if she recognizes her.
I'm guessing.
Does he say otherwise?
He's gone.
I think she recognizes her now.
You remember me now.
There it is.
Right. Uh-oh.
He said he would marry you. He said you carried his child.
Not everyone found the jest funny. Now it seems he's done it again, made a promise, and then slipped away.
You trade in the secrets of the Red Keep. Your web runs unseen through King's Landing, and now, when my enemy coils himself to
I
strike
can
at me,
do nothing now but ask you to honor your husband's words.
it would not serve me to set you free. At best, I lose an asset to my cause.
At
worst you betray me in some foul way.
I have no interest in betraying you, Your Grace. The hand did not like it when I showed my teeth.
Yeah, she thinks it was Otto, but it was actually Laris.
Mm-hmm. For too long, I made it my aim to be of consequence. But now, I see that was the wish of a child. Daemon, Otto Hightower, makes no difference. They will never accept me. Might as well have remained at home.
Is that, Sea Smoke? Sea Smoke was one, right?
I think so, yeah. I have to write down all the dragons' names. I wrote down the people's names.
Still ramen free. Rhaenyra's dead husband. Quotation dead husband. Oh my god! Holy crap!
Oh, it is Peas. They got him. Mm-hmm. In the book, they say they never found him. Oh, puppy. You better talk about him. Yeah, the new guy that loves you.
Yep. I hope he does. He'll be the last survivor at the end of the show. He has a happy life.
So Criston Cole has acted.
He stands there like such a doofus.
Mm-hmm. It's like, women acted. Oh, I sent someone over to Dragonstone.
He's like, Otto's just like, please, don't even.
Has Criston Cole done?
That was good. That was a great look at his face.
To slay Rhaenyra.
Alone.
It's a death wish. You just want them to die. Stupid.
Oh man.
It's time the bitch queen paid a price. You never think of your father. His forbearance, his judiciousness, his...
Otto, you did this.
Dignity.
You did this.
Dignity.
He was right about you.
Whoa.
He made me king.
Well, you're pushing it, Otto. Grandson or
Otto's
not?
super pushing it.
What you think?
Whoa.
Remove your badge, Sir Otto.
Oh, because Laris is going to be my new hand. Oh, God.
I mean, you had to see it coming, but oh my god, that was a good
my
scene.
father's hand.
He's listening to Laris.
Not mine. Take it off.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, he would.
He loves it.
I have dared.
And I find it stimulating.
Man, you never really saw who your grandson was, did you?
Insolent pup. You think yourself clever, but without a strong hand at your side. To guide.
Give it to go.
Huh? What?
That's not how that works.
You can't do that. Well, he's like, I'm the king. I can do whatever I want.
I know, right?
In this hour, you have proven yourself of more worth
Than 100 old men.
Oh, God, not Cole. Well, Laris is worse. I
My
don't
new
know.
hand will be a steel fist.
You will regret this.
Give it to him.
It's just a pin. This is so bad.
It's so good, though. It's so tasty. This episode is a very tasty episode.
Oh, yeah. Bitter taste. I don't know what kind of flavors, but you are dismissed.
For me, it's tasty. I'm eating it right up.
It's all sour.
No.
Give me go.
Your Grace, there is a Valarian ship in the harbour, bound for Mir by way of Penteros. I will see that you are given passage.
Huh?
world, Liz, to let you fly free.
I am... Thank you.
Wow. There he is. Oh no, she saw. Maybe that was enough.
Is she gonna do anything about it?
Uh-oh.
A moment.
Tell him. That was perfect. He was right there, right from the start. You saw him.
Yeah. Is that his brother?
Yep, it is. Oh my god! Do, 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 do.
So close.
It's 6 cents.
Felt his presence like a Jedi.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, he's gotta take his helmet off.
Oh no, he's gonna go after her. Uh-oh.
Believe me, I had no choice. I don't understand.
Oh god, they are gonna fight.
I'll do this.
Oh no.
Linda, get the fuck out of there!
Oh, this poor lady.
Helaena, run and fight for
I'm afraid you're gonna get her. Oh god. And it gets to the point where you're like, who's who? I hate this.
I mean, now we know the one protecting Rhaenyra has the cut on his leg.
That's your brother!
We were born together. You partied us! I still love you, brother.
Stop. Oh. Oh my god! I know they're not gonna walk away from this. Oh, this is sick! He stabbed him! Holy crap. Oh. Oh, that is so sad. That is so sad.
Your Grace.
Oh. Put the sword down.
Eric. Forgive me.
Oh, he's gonna kill himself. No! 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 Oh!
It is ignorance. Vanity. The Hightowers still have strength, and you have a son there who will take more kindly to instruction. Daemon may yet help us in weeks to come.
I thought that they wrote Taryn out. I didn't realize he was like in the show.
The Tyrells must be taken in hand.
Huh.
The bannermen are wavering. While you're gone, I'll speak sense to him. His blood will cool.
Oh, God.
I have sinned.
Girl, keep your mouth shut.
I do not wish to hear of it.
He knows. He knows, keep your mouth shut is the word.
Trauma.
I was like, I don't want to hear this shit. I've been dealing with enough.
What a nightmare, this whole thing.
Still gonna fuck though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You gotta wrestle a bit.
Yep.
Yep. Surprise, surprise.
Oh my God.
Right to it.
Again, I honestly wouldn't give a shit if they weren't such hypocrites.
Mm-hmm. Very messed up. You know, for an hour and 20 minutes like that.
I feel like it.
did not feel like it at all. That flew by.
It did.
Yeah, but they usually have like stuff at the end too, so maybe that was added to the time or something. But anywho, so this was a very tasty episode, Jessica.
It was.
Yep, I love it. Woo, a lot of stuff is going on, but Eric, that was very, very sad.
Oh my god, that was powerful.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to say being a twin, a sibling, like I'm a twin, I have siblings, you have siblings, and you know, you see a lot of that happen in the show where people, even though you're blood, you know, it's a game and people have their beliefs and they are strong with their beliefs and they will kill for their beliefs. And to see brother go against brother like that, it was just very devastating. I knew one was going to die, not really knowing, because again, I know nothing about the books. I don't know any spoilers, but I just had a feeling one wasn't going to walk away. But for both of them to die, it broke my heart. I mean, Eric at the end, when he
fell on his own sword.
Yeah, like, not until a few seconds before it, I was like, oh crap, he is going to kill himself, but I really didn't think he was going to do that at first, and it makes sense to me because he really did love his brother, and that's really traumatic, but he had no choice, and I am happy that Eric with an E actually killed Eric with an A.
Yeah, to stop him.
Yeah, to stop him, because he just wouldn't stop, you know, he just kept coming, and you know, it just had a different meaning for me. So that was sad. And seeing Rhaenyra too, because I think she is a strong leader. I think she absolutely should be queen. And to see her so vulnerable in her chambers and scared, like, I get it. But, you know, I don't always think that. Like, yes, if she's in danger, someone has a sword, attacks, you know, I get worried for her. But this was just, you know, you're sleeping and you don't really expect anything bad to happen. So to see her scared like that just really made me see how, like, human she is.
Yeah, vulnerable.
Yeah.
She's
and
as vulnerable as any of them.
I'm glad her maid, Alinda, like, I'm glad she was okay, because I swear to God, I'm like, all these handmaids and stuff, like, you guys are screwed, you know, and it's different. But in King's Landing, like, the way that Allison, all her help, I think they were killed off. I mean, it was subtle, like we never saw anything, right? But Larys,
a bunch of them were, the ones that were working for the White Worm.
Yeah, so Larys was like,
for the White Worm. I'm sure there's some innocents in there.
Yep. And then Larys was like, I'm just gonna switch him out for my spies. And Talia was the main lady that was with Allison and family, and then she's just gone. So just kind of assumed that everyone's crazy, you know, like all these major things happen, and I think this show's well paced for all the time jumps, but a lot of major things happen, a lot of murders happen, and and it's just handled like subtly, and you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, that happened, move on, you know, because in Allison, what was it, last episode or so, when she got so, I'm like, oh my God, we're only on episode 2. What? But I'm like, oh yeah, last episode. But when she was scrubbing herself in the tub, like, she was just, oh God, these are all layers of spies. But it was more than that. It was like, oh yeah, and he murdered all my other ones, and no control whatsoever. And thinking of what Rhaenyra said about freedom and blah blah blah. But yeah, there was a lot to take in. You know, Aegon, not surprised in how he acted. It sucks seeing a lot of innocent people hanging in the streets for all to see.
He did get cheese, though. I was surprised about that. That was one of the things that in the book they say they never caught him, but they also wouldn't necessarily know if they caught him, because they do hang all the rat catchers in the book.
Okay.
And that's actually, I don't know if they'll bring this up. It's so minor. It's not like anything. To replace all the rat catchers, they get a bunch of cats. And so there's like a whole big thing about how Maegor's keep is filled with cats. The Red Keep is filled with cats. And
as long as nothing bad happens to the cats.
Well, so in Game of Thrones, Arya, when she lives at the Red Keep for a while in the very beginning of the first season, first book.
Yeah.
That's like her big thing, is she hangs out with all the cats and she learns how to like be all, you know, sneaky and stuff from the cat. It's just one of those things that's like interesting, that it's a a through line to the main series.
See, that's pretty cool. Yeah, because cats are awesome for one thing, but to know that, the cats were still there in Game of Thrones times because of this situation, possibly. Maybe there weren't a whole lot of cats yet until they brought them in.
Yeah. It became a whole big thing.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, surprising. Maybe it wasn't so surprising, but Otto not being hand again. I mean, I guess...
It wasn't surprising. Not even from a reading the book standpoint. Larys was definitely... last episode, laying down that groundwork.
He definitely was. And I mean, again, like, things happened pretty quick. And I was like, okay, that's going to be a while if Otto's even in question. But it makes sense that, he would fight his grandfather. And I was shocked because Otto, he is a very proud man. But I didn't think he would keep talking to his grandson like that, because he is the king and he is a little unhinged. So I was like, this, luckily he only lost his job. You never know how he's going to act.
Yeah,
he
his family, and this isn't Joffrey yet.
It's not.
But man, that scene, Rhys Ifans killed it. Every reaction was so good. He's like, I'll make, Cole already took care of stuff because he's smart. And Rhys is just like, I don't want to ask the next question.
I know, the acting is just incredible. It is incredible. The casting in the show is just phenomenal because everyone's so believable in their role.
So good. The acting is so good. And that's what, from season 1 to this, it's been that across the board, is that all the actors are so good. You can't help but feel these moments.
Yeah, and even Daemon, I mean, we didn't see much of him. He took off in the beginning, but how snarky he was in the beginning, and Rhaenyra, because they're kind of almost one and the same, they think kind of the same, and they have the same kind of attitude, I want to say. Rhaenyra is more quiet,
I think she gets him in a way
by her look. Don't. Yes, I think so too. And the fact that she caught on to Daemon first, and he just had that shoot, I was caught.
She looked at his eyes and was just like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. And this show is a lot of fun because the characters are so interesting. They're so complicated. They're very flawed. And even Rhaenyra, I really like her, and I think she should be Queen of the Realms. And I think that would be incredible, but I don't know. I think a lot of bad things are going to happen. And Daemon, I think he's a very interesting character because I remember from last season, he's sometimes very hard to read, and I know he does care about certain people. I know he absolutely cares about his brother.
He loved his brother, for sure. 100%.
Yes. And I know he loved his wife before, and then, she had Vhagar kill her.
His first wife.
Sorry, yes. Sorry, yes. And then he did that. So it's you feel bad for him, but then he does all these really bad things, and that's
he's not a good person.
He's not a good person.
He does have believable. He has connections, and you understand his motivations for things. And
I think he cared for his second wife. I think he did look pretty sad there a couple times briefly, but he laughed at the funeral, and I get it was over something else, but still, I just don't know how to take him sometimes. And some fans were telling me that in the book you could, he had more emotion with certain people that he cared about, but besides Viserys, he really cared for his brother. And I think he does love Rhaenyra, but I know that I think he cares for her, but I also do think he's using her because maybe he doesn't realize it fully, but he's always, wanted this place with his brother ruling, and whether being king or at his side as hand or whatever. So I think maybe subconsciously, he doesn't want to think it's that, but I do think it's control too. He does want to control or, through Rhaenyra have more power kind of thing. But it's very complicated.
It is.
It's very complicated.
And see, the problem is...
Makes it interesting.
The problem is they don't have therapy in Westeros.
Talk to your dragon.
Daemon has a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings, and he doesn't know exactly how to express those emotions and feelings or direct them in a positive manner.
Yeah.
So he just, chokes his wife occasionally, or...
And this time he wanted to do it again.
Child,
and it's not funny. It's awful, but it almost made me laugh for a second because he went for her throat again. You saw a quick second of him doing, why you little, I'm like Homer Simpson with Bart.
I actually really enjoyed that moment because,
he was
you could read so much into it of him, knowing he's done it before, knowing it's not a good thing, knowing he wants to do it again, but knowing since it wasn't a good thing before, maybe I shouldn't do it again. And you could
because he always acts before he thinks.
The wheels turning in his head. It was just a very good. All the moments.
It was good. And jumping to Cole, holy crap! I mean, I know we talked about this before. Yes, and Rhaenyra was so wrong in how she treated Cole when she was younger, and it was bad. But it's a long time, years and years and years after that. Get over it. For him to go this dark and be this corrupt. And yes, I get he had honor before, but come on, you made a choice, you screwed up. I mean, it was a huge deal, but now he drowned in it, and he's just a completely different person. He's just very screwed up, his perception on honor is just not there anymore. It's all delusional now. And him going after Eric with an A and being this is your fault, where were you when the prince was slain? And it's sending him to his death and being oh, look at this idea I have, and being buddy with the king. It's just, he's just really messed up. I just can't stand the guy. I can't.
And this is not a funny episode by any means, but there were moments on it that I found genuinely hilarious. And the fact that these sworn brothers to the cloth that should be defending not only the royal family, but actually, each other in a lot of ways, against anything. And Cole gets up in Eric's face and they're all peace out.
Yeah, that was great.
For you two to handle.
I'm really happy they had a moment like that in this because I just didn't expect it, because that's something you would see in a comedy, So for all of them just to get up, I don't think that would really happen. Who knows? But I just loved it. Yeah, it's in high school or something.
Because Cole is such an asshat. They're obviously just
squirrel, run away.
Yeah,
what's that over there? Let's go check it out. Yeah, that was actually a funny scene, and I do appreciate that, because this episode was very tense. So
it was extremely tense.
Yeah, you don't always need... I mean, we did have murder, we did have the rat catchers hanging, but, we didn't... I thought, after last episode, we were going to see another shocking thing, another death in the main family or something, a major death, but it doesn't always have to be that way, because I don't like it when it's predictable. But it was still really tense without any of that. I mean, again, Rhaenyra was in trouble at the end. That was big. But yeah, so I like the humor. A little bit of humor is always a good thing. Yeah.
And not this is a comedy humor. Just sometimes in real life, situations and dramatic moments are funny. It's just how it is.
Yeah, it is. Yes, and it's good to have a good sense of humor when needed, But, okay, so Helaena, I feel very bad for her.
Oh my god, poor Helaena.
And, the politics on how they're trying to handle this to get points from the kingdom, I get it. And it's messed up.
And I like that the show is doing it. I think really hammering home this propaganda and generating the politics is great. I hate that they're doing it in the show. That the characters are doing it. I like the show's doing it. I don't like the characters doing it.
It's why? Propaganda, boo. I know. I feel so bad. And after last episode being scarred with that, and the poor child, the poor baby just with his head sewn back on. I mean, the fact that they showed that.
I thought he was going to be wrapped up. He wasn't wrapped up.
I know, and because they're trying to get guilt from the people. It's just awful. And I thought for a second, I'm so happy it didn't go that way, because I'm oh God, thank you for sparing us not seeing that poor child's head get cut off last episode. And then this episode, I'm like, oh god, the wagon stuck. Watch like the way they sewed up or patched up the neck.
I don't think that they would do that, but also
I know, because I'm like, maybe they will. And I was like, holy freaking crap! I really hope it doesn't go that way. But yeah, so and Helaena like freaking out. Like I don't blame her for being that way, but I was kind of wondering if we were going to see more of her like truly like freaking out or getting violent or, you know, crying on her mom or something, to be like, to have people be like, oh god, she is really weak or something. But, you know, just seeing her overwhelmed, I don't blame her at all. And I'm glad it didn't get too much crazier than that, you know. But yeah, so Aegon, I expected him to be this way and make these kind of crazy decisions. And as we all know, and like you were saying, Jessica, you guys wanted this, and Otto being like, oh, what do you think? Like, you made this bed. This is what you wanted originally. And him saying that he's seen the long view. Are you really, though? Are you really? You know? I think like you were kind of seeing the long view, but short burst of it, or just like selfish long view.
Yeah,
like just for
he was seeing the long view he wanted to see. In his mind,
like manipulating for his line.
Aegon would be a new Viserys that he'd be able to guide and you know, raise up to be that way. He did not see who Aegon really was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Aegon crying at the end there, what do you think that was about when he was like fiddling with the ring?
I think it was about what Otto said to him, honestly.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Like,
and for him to get away with that too, but that's right, and now Otto's really seeing it.
Like, I don't think he didn't care about his son, but I don't think he cared about him in a like in the, I'll say, the usual parental way, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I think he cared about him in the sense of, this is a thing that's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I do think he is sad about his son, but I think he's more mad that someone would take away something of his or attack his standing or...
I agree, yes. I think I think he did care about this son. Aemon is a bad person. Not Aemon, sorry, well he is too, but Aegon is a bad person because, again, he had a lot of other sons that he lets fight in these child pits or whatever, and lets them fight to the death. Doesn't even give a crap about that at all.
Yeah.
And the people he has close to him that he sees all the time, and oh, they're my true-born sons, so I care for them more. It's messed up, but I really think he did care for them and care for, you know, his oldest son there. But yeah, him crying at the end was because of what Otto said, and yes, it's more about him getting attacked personally. And even though he did care for his son that died, he you know, is taking it more to heart because of himself, because he's selfish. And the crying at the end was because his pride was hurt, because he did want love from his father, and Viserys was a peaceful, loving king, but he was putting all his focus in Rhaenyra and didn't think his son was any good at anything, really. And, you know, didn't really put much, loved him, but didn't really give him much time, you know, like to, for anything, I guess.
That's a really common theme, too, in Fire and Blood, where these families, these different Targaryen families, there's so much like expectation upon, oh, I've had a child and now you must be this thing. And they're just people with, you know, flaws and things that they're good at and things that they're bad at, and you put these expectations on them and they're gonna implode with all the like, I can't live up to it, you know?
Yeah.
It's rare that's it. And it's so, the fact that it's like primogenitor, that it's like based on, you know, who's the firstborn son specifically most of the times. You know, you get people like Daemon and his knowing that he was a better choice than his brother in some ways, not all the ways.
Yeah.
But, you know, he was willing to fight for things. He saw himself as a better choice, and knowing didn't matter because he was born later.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I got to tell you one other thing, too, because I know it's getting late, but who's this Darren? Is it Darren? Because
so they
Allison had another son.
They have another kid.
Right?
Yeah.
And we knew that. We saw numbers before, and then we just didn't see that other one.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like,
okay, so Helaena she didn't sleep with someone
has
else,
a third
right?
kid in the book, too. And I don't know if they're, like, pushing it off, or the third kid's there, we just haven't seen them, or...
Yeah, like, oh, we got too much going on, so you're just going to be away somewhere else.
There's a lot of children in this book. I've got my notes here. But yeah,
so why is one child in Hightower? Like, why is that one away?
I mean, more than likely it's because Otto probably doesn't... I forget if Otto has a son. I don't have Otto's lineage here. But probably to be an heir to Hightower, more than likely.
Gotcha.
Or possibly studying over there. I can't recall what Darren's deal is. But yeah, so they have Aegon, Helaena, Aemond, and Darren.
And Aegon thinks he is their firstborn son, but it's like, hey, you think you got it bad? Who's this other brother of yours?
Who's he?
Who's this guy? What? Oh, you. Hey. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. And then Aemond, to see him in such a weak state in a way, like being a vulnerable, again, that word.
Being
but
in that
like a
fetal
vulnerable
position
child.
that's like so obviously like childlike.
It's not the boys like Homelander, but it just kind of made me think of that and how he had this mom complex or something.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I mean, he needed someone to protect him.
Is very young. Like the actor, I don't know how old the actor is. The actor looks older. He's a very like strong faced and such, but he's younger.
I know,
than
he looks so much older.
Obviously,
yeah.
I think he's like maybe 19 at this point. So I mean, he's still young, not quite a child, but not quite an adult.
Yeah, and that was the lady that was at that whorehouse or something.
They were looking for Aegon, and that was Aegon had taken Aemond out to her for his first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that exchange, I was like, oh, how interesting, but I wasn't sure, like, if she just saw him and was, like, messing with him, or... But yeah, so she was right, and he was right back with her, and apologized, too, so, you know, they have a good bond.
This probably doesn't mean anything, but... There was a girl there in that whorehouse that had very Targaryen-esque hair.
I probably saw it.
She was one of the dancing ladies. I mean, it could have just been blonde, but it looked very whitish blonde.
You never know. They sleep around, so you just never know who belongs to who. Targaryens are everywhere. Surprise!
They're everywhere.
And I just love how they have that characteristic that no one else has. Like, if you have this bright white hair, it's like, huh. Like, it's no mistake. There's no mistake that you're Targaryen, and I think that's awesome.
They do have a great aunt, I think. She's probably not much older than them, but their dad's Viserys. His dad, I forget his name, but then his dad was Jaehaerys. And Jaehaerys' youngest daughter ended up in a whorehouse in Lys somewhere. She just
they got their details right, I guess, so I like that.
So, you know, like, maybe who knows who it is.
Hey.
It could be, definitely could be their cousin or twice removed or some crap. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm jumping, but one last thing before we go. But the White Worm, she saw the other twin, and nothing was done there, but she did say,
she must have
hold
said
on a sec.
Which
so that's what brought him back.
In the book, she might.
So that's what brought Eric back so quickly. So, okay, that makes sense. So she was the one that... Okay, so I'm glad that came full circle, because I was like, wait, she called him, but Eric was already there, and so she did a good thing, but no one's going to know it was her now, because Eric killed himself, and...
I mean, she might. She had that in the guard with her.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so very good episode. Jessica, thank you so much again for joining me tonight. Love you guys. I can't wait for episode 3. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this episode. And please no spoilers, because I am blind to this. And so is Jessica, but you have read the books. And I can't wait to see what happens next. So have a wonderful day, guys. See you soon. Bye.